Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel, Lotusthesage. I'm Lotus. Thanks for joining me. I'm glad you're here. We're going to do a reading today called The Stages of Change. So naturally, if anything is changing in your life and you're uncertain of where that may lead, this reading will give you some guidance. Also, if anything is ending in your life or in the process of ending, this will also be helpful for you. We have 3 choices, so to pick a deck. So our first deck is the Wizard's Tarot. The second deck is the Quest Tarot. And the third deck is the Greer Tarot. So as I said, we're going to go into a 5-card spread. Then we're going to go into the answers you seek to get a little bit more insight into the changes that are happening. And then an oracle card for Spirit to give you something to consider. Okay, my beautiful collective, I'll see you at your deck. Welcome, deck 1, my Wizard's Tarot. Let's get a good shuffle and get into the stages of change in your life happening now. This reading is timeless, so whenever you come across this reading, it will still be relevant. I don't use reversals in this deck because I know what the top is, so it'll just skew me anyways. 2 came out for the last one. I'm gonna honor the reversal. I don't know why they're telling me to do that, but I am, so I'm just gonna listen. Just as I said I wasn't gonna read reversals. How hilarious is that? Okay, so my beautiful pile 1, let's see what changes are happening. So before I get started, just wanted to give a little bit of a trigger warning because there are certain things that might come up that might feel sensitive. I will always try to deliver them in a way that is sweeter to receive, but just keep that in mind. And if it does trigger you, remember, pause, take a second, you can step away and you have the choice not to watch it, but try and take in the message as best as you can. Okay, loves. All right. So your first position is this is over and done with. The second position is this is over, but the effects still linger. This is where you're heading. This is what you can expect. And this is what you're supposed to learn right now. All right. What's over and done with? The 2 of Pentacles. What's over and done with is your indecision, your feeling of an inability to balance your life, your work and play life, your everyday routines. Your indecision in particular, that is what's ending. I feel like you're getting more concise, more deliberate, and more clear about what it is that you're wanting when it comes to your world, your life, your everyday existence. It can't talk about career. That's what I guess I'm getting the strongest. Yeah, and I'm getting a really nice calming of the heart chakra, your heart center. There is a regrowing and there's a reblooming and a regeneration of your heart energy, which is, I think, creating this balance within you now, or is currently creating that balance. This is over, but the effects still linger. Page of Wands. I'm getting a sense of what's still lingering is the fight in you, like the defensiveness a little bit of, it feels like you've had to, like, again, fight for whatever this is, like fight for this decision, fight for your choice, fight for your ideas, for your passions. And you've been trying to balance out what's going to make you most satisfied and still be harmonious with your environment. It feels like that's ending. That competition, that battle within is ending. This is where you're heading. The Fool. A new opportunity, a new beginning, a new start. Taking a leap of faith, trusting in your own wisdom, in your own intuition, in your own promptings. That's awesome. You're heading into a new territory, a place that you want to be now. Unknown or known. This is what you can expect. Ooh. 5 of Swords. Okay. I feel like you can expect some adversity. You can expect some mental conflict, some debates and arguments, obviously, about this decision. I think that's the reason why you're like, this is what's done. It's like your indecision. Like, I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you or this or whatever this is. I'm done. I'm gonna follow my own passions towards my new beginning and get out of my head, because I've been in my head for so long. Hence, this is what's going. It's like finding that balance now. This is what you expect, though. That's the thing. That's what you expect. So if you can change that perspective, or not even, forget it. Even if that is what you expect, know that if this energy pops up, to stay and trust in your own convictions, to trust what you've chosen, to continue to follow the decision that has already been made in your soul. Forget the naysayers. Lead with your own smarts. Lead with your own smarts and intelligence. This is what you're supposed to learn. 2 cards came out for this one. We have the 6 of Cups with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. I heard to try not to run away from the emotional discomfort that this choice will make. Try to still be compassionate and understanding, but again, do not back down from the decision you have already made. Family may come in to try and sway you. Old relationships, old dynamics, old friendships may try to pull you back, which is what this 5 of Swords is making me think of. Do not get swayed. Remind yourself that this energy that comes in, that it is a possibility of your own doubt that is going to create a delay. Because if you, again, come back to this indecision again, you'll stay in this limbo space again where you have been, and then back in your head. You don't want that, right? So what's going is the indecision needs to go. Period. What you're learning is compassion for the situation while still staying strong in your own choices. Follow and lead your own life. Beautiful. Okay, let's get some clarifiers on the 2 of Pentacles, or clarifier on the 2 of Pentacles. I'm going to get 1 for each card. Sunday brings in calm. So maybe this Sunday you will have some sort of, not epiphany, but like an opening in a sense for you to see where this decision can be made. Maybe the decision will be made on the Sunday. Maybe information will come in for you to, for it to allow you to calm. And similar to that feeling of that Zen meditation and that beautiful lotus lily pad. So Sunday something might be coming in. For the Page of Wands. In the winter. Well, right? This is what's over, but the effects are still lingering, right? Which we're in, where I am in the seasons right now is in the winter. If you're in a different hemisphere, please take that as that resonates. But that's what it's feeling right now. It's like that lingering feeling of that competition or that battle of needing to be defensive and fight still lingering on currently. So for the Fool, look at that, how perfect. Freedom. That's exactly what the Fool symbolizes also. You know, that freedom to explore, to go towards your own journey, your own path. 5 of Swords. Union is near. Beautiful. In this context, I'm feeling this union with yourself, union with merging your thoughts in your heart, while not being overly swayed by family, friends, past relationships. Trust you. That's a big thing for you. Get out of the indecision. And what you're supposed to learn right now, what does your heart say? That's what you're supposed to learn. Your heart. Not allowing yourself to put somebody else's emotions over your own. You need to be more positively selfish in this respect of what this decision that you are making, have made, are about to make. Your guidance. Yes. Descendant. Invitation. Yep, you have an invitation for a new start. An invitation for a new beginning. A new opportunity, a new life, a new routine, new people. To end off your reading, the challenge for Descendant. You give your power away when, instead of working together, you ask others to be what is missing in yourself. And this is what that Six of Pentacles is making me think of. You've been allowing other people sort of to fill in the gaps for you or make the decisions in a sense for you, meaning like your indecision creates that decision. Therefore, they get what they want. And even if it's in the best of intentions, like just want you to stay around, it's not going to help you. You don't experience things if you stay in the same spot. And then the gift, tend the inlet to your heart. Invite in relationships that are clear, healing, nurturing, self-responsible, and encouraging of mutual evolution. That is perfectly put, and exactly what we talked about in the beginning with that channeling of your heart space expanding, your chakra opening. That's amazing, my beautiful deck 1. I hope that was helpful in the stages of change in your life. If it was, please give it a heart. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time. Ciao. Welcome my deck 2, my Quest Tarot. Okay, let's get into the stages of change in your life. So just a trigger warning for these readings, because these can be sensitive topics and the changes in your life sometimes we're not always ready to address. So keep in mind that if you feel triggered by it, to take a pause, to pull back, to listen to what's being said to you or what you're feeling, and then you can turn off the reading if you want and come back to it at another time when you're more ready to receive it. But try your hardest to really receive the messages instead of reminiscing about what they may bring up. Okay, your first position here is, this is over and done with. This is over, but the effects still linger. This is what you are, this is where you're heading. This is what you're expecting, and this is what you should be learning right now. All right. The Lovers. Interesting that this card came out while I was shuffling. Okay, my pile twos. Oh man. So it seems like a relationship is over. It feels like a romantic relationship, but it can be any type of relationship is over. Any sort of contract, agreement. But most heavily it feels like a romantic relationship. Boyfriend, husband, guy you're dating, girl you're dating, person you're dating. It feels like something wasn't ready, or there was a disconnect between the two of you that you guys somehow just couldn't meet in the middle. I'm still getting this very hopeful feeling though, and I'm not trying to just make it softer. I was actually trying to be like, okay, what do they need to hear? And I'm still feeling like this hopeful type of emergence somehow. Again, I don't know if it's the person with the person or people or thing on your mind or what popped into your mind. It could just be a releasing of something or someone for something that is more energetically aligned with who you are currently, to bring in some more nurturing and love into your life. But right now, what is over is a type of romantic relationship or a contract or something that was really of importance, a lot of heavy love, and heavy emotions behind it. This is over, but the effects still linger. 8 of Stones, knowledge. It's like, I'm getting like, you know that it's over, and of course it's still going to linger because there was time invested, there was effort put into this, there was history behind it, there was love behind it. So of course the knowledge and the memory and the good times usually end up being more prevalent when we're in a state of hurt or pain. You know, we tend to not really think about the things that led us to this point of separation or breaking. We tend to be like, well, I'm missing all of this stuff. But then again, it's a reminder, how did we get to this point to begin with? What's the lesson learned, which we will find out. This is where you're headed. Where you think you're headed. 9 of Swords, cruelty. And that's the overthinking, and I think the cruelty is to yourself. The cruelty to, again, like I was talking about, overanalyzing the how did this happen. Maybe this did come as a surprise, don't get me wrong. Maybe you're the one being broken up with, specifically. And this has really left you in your head because you're like, I don't get it. I don't understand what happened. What did I miss? So you're overthinking, and it's very, I'm getting that it is cruel for yourself. Like, you know that it is over, and you know the knowledge, the memory and the knowledge of what has happened is what is creating in your present this mental anguish. Oh man, I'm sorry, that hurts. Okay, this is what you expect. We have the Son of Stones, Advocate. You expect a new beginning, a practical new beginning. I also feel like you might expect somebody to speak up on your behalf, not necessarily to reconcile with this particular situation, but there's a feeling of wanting to have a sort of justice or to be heard or to say your piece is what I'm getting. It's almost like you weren't necessarily given the opportunity to, like, I don't know if it debate's the right word, or like explain something. Like, it feels like this person just was like, I'm done, bye, and just silence. And even if it's not just silence, it's sort of like this dismissive, this a very dismissive type of energy or tone or actions. Yeah, you want to be the advocate for yourself too. Again, like I said, there's something about speaking up. Like, there's something that you didn't get a chance to say, want to say. Maybe this is what's keeping your head, which is not allowing you to find this completion and this conclusion within this dynamic, which is keeping you in your head. Both of these. Okay. This is what you're supposed to learn. 5 of Swords, material difficulty. I heard you put all of your eggs in one basket and you let go of control of your life. Wow. They're saying, in the sense, when they're talking about a spiritual sense, you got so immersed in this connection, relationship, energy that you started to lose yourself, is what they're saying to me. And it created this lack of autonomy and codependency that was too much for both of you guys to energetically hold. So, in fairness, out of Spirit's way of helping was to separate this connection, to bring back in your own sovereignty and peace, because together right now you are creating more separation and more anxiety than it will when you guys are fully embracing who you actually are at your core. There is an emotional maturing that needs to happen and that is occurring as this process and stage changes. And you're supposed to learn how to fend for yourself, in other words. And again, this is coming back to that advocate. Maybe this is what this is provoking you to do, in a sense, is to speak up, to take action, to do, to not forget about yourself, to know that you are just as important and relevant as anybody that you may be with, that their life is not more important than yours, their interests are not more important than yours. Interesting. Okay. Let's get some clarifiers. So for the lovers, act now. It's over and done with, right? It's act now. It's realizing, like we said, the impetus to speak up and be your own advocate. This is what this is really teaching you right now. Eight of Stones, knowledge. Are you ready? Are you ready for this change? Are you ready to step into who you are fully now? Will you take on this challenge? Will you accept this trial? Or will you resist and create more cruelty for yourself? Sorry, your guy wasn't ready. Nine of Swords. This is where you're heading. Minutes, hours, days, does it matter? Time is an illusion. Interesting. It's there to me, Spirit's asking you to let go. Like, let go of the time, let go of what was put in it and how much you spent there, or feeling like you wasted time, like what am I doing now? Like, it doesn't matter. Time is an illusion. What matters is for you to act now. Are you ready to step into your full glory? That's what's important. This is what you expect. For love to come first, and that's right. And that may have been missing in yourself. You were not loving yourself first. You might have been loving others way more than you, and that's still lovely, but you need to put more, if not just the same, back into yourself, which feels like that hasn't been the case for a while, which is what has led to this possible separation of what I'm feeling. It feels, if this is not a separation, then this is not your pal for you, in all fairness. So, okay. This is what I'm supposed to learn, or what you're supposed to learn. I'm gonna get another one. Saturday sets it straight, so maybe some information on Saturday will be helpful, or a Saturday for that matter. I'll get one more. Twin souls. Interesting. And as I was talking about in the beginning, like how Spirit will come in and separate this. It's like, how are you mirroring each other within this dynamic? What is it about you that you're seeing that you're angry with, don't like that they do? Is probably the similar thing in you in a different guise. Say, for example, your person's not a great communicator and you're uber expressive, but when it comes to the bedroom for you, you're too quiet and they need you to be more expressive. Do you get what I'm getting at? Like, it could be in these smallest little ways where these things echo back to us and reflect back to us and we don't see it in the moment. So Spirit is asking you to maybe take this weekend to look at how this relationship dynamic has been a reflection of who you have been, who you are, and how you see yourself. There is a mirroring here, or a reason to look in the mirror. Let's get your guidance, something to consider to close off your reading. Beautiful. We have Leo. Shine. That's right. Shine that beautiful gorgeousness that you are. Again, coming into your full autonomy. Like we had said, this is your goal. This is where it's leading you to. Your challenge. If you're acting from a place of soul hunger, you can mistakenly think that any attention from others will fill that gaping hole. Exactly. Love comes first to you. Not all attention is good attention. Stubbornness, the fear of being wrong, or the desire to be seen as a leader may blind you to what is urgently needed. Melodrama can disconnect you from the real feelings involved. The gift, however, Love. Leo rules the heart. So bring your energy and intention into your heart and let this chakra become a beacon. I was getting that in pile 1, so there's something interesting about this heart chakra opening for the collective. Honor the heart within each person you meet and watch the dynamic shift. Beautiful, my deck 2, my quest tarot. It does feel like you're on a friggin' quest, that's for sure. Not an easy one. I'm sending you so much love. No, spirits got you, and they're only here to get you to your highest potential. So this is not a punishment. You have not wasted time. They're just asking you to reflect so that you can be more fully you to shine. Ah, lovely. Until next time, my beautiful collective, if this was helpful in any way, please leave a heart. Until next time, this is Lotus. Ciao. Welcome my deck 3, my Morgan Greer Tarot. Let's see what stages of change are happening in your life currently. It's just going to give you a trigger warning. Some of the things that may pop up obviously might be very triggering, and sometimes when things like this pop up, we're not necessarily ready to receive the information given, and which is okay. Just remind yourself to take a pause, to step back if you need to. Watch the reading at a later date. But if you can, try your hardest to just receive the messages and not allow the memories or the nostalgia to play in and bring you fully back to that space of, I guess, uncomfortability. Sorry, that was too many. So know that I will try and deliver them as gently as possible, even if they are difficult. All right, this position here is this is over and done with. This is over, but the effects still linger. This is where you're heading, or where you think you're heading. This is what you expect, and this is what you're supposed to learn. So what is over? The Page of Cups. I just heard that I'm sorry. The telling you I'm sorry, or you saying I'm sorry is done. You being overly forgiving in a sense, or having, for lack of a better term, too loose a set of boundaries that has created more hurt and more rifts in your emotional state than wanted. You are genuinely a giver and you want to do this, but it feels like you've been taken advantage of more times than not. You are stepping away from being overly compassionate to people who are not reciprocal with that energy. This is over, but the effects still linger. Six of Wands in reverse. Interesting. I'm getting, it's not necessarily, okay, the Six of Wands upright talks about like a victory, but it also talks about ego and being seen publicly, right? So in the reverse, it feels like you're letting go of that ego attachment to wanting to feel recognized, acknowledged in some way. You're releasing this part of you that needed that type of attention because you felt a sense, or you may have been in a state of lack or feeling of lack. I just heard people also taking credit for your work or your ideas. That's done. Wow, they're speaking a lot for you. The frauds will be revealed or exposed. You retracting your energy is exactly what is needed. Nice, this is where you're heading. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I know many readers read this Knight of Pentacles differently, but for me, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse always talks about an uptick in speed. Because this is the slowest moving Knight, and it being in reverse, for me specifically, it feels there's like, let's say for example, just for a visual, like your horse is like trotting. This one is walking. This one feels like it's a little trot. That's the best way I can describe the visual I'm getting. So it's like a slow, gradual moving away of what has been keeping you in that energy of not being seen. So you're headed away from the ego, the overtakers, the overly boisterous personalities that need to be the center of attention. You're like stepping away from that type of energy for now or for good. or it may just be a specific person or people or group or collective dynamic. This is what you expect. Nice. Ace of Cups, freaking right you do. Expecting a new love opportunity, new love to come back into your life because you're staying in that vibrational energy. You're done over giving because now all that extra stuff that you were giving out is coming back to you. You're bringing it back into yourself, and now look at it, it's overflowing. You know, that bird, beautiful bird drinking out of the water. You know, that hand holding it up for spirit and taking it from spirit. It's a beautiful offering that I'm seeing, like a nice new emotional new start. That's what you're expecting, and you freaking should. This is what you need to learn. You have 7 of Pentacles in reverse, patience. You need to learn patience. I hate that freaking word. I don't hate it, but I fucking hate it. Like, I get it. You need to learn some more patience with yourself and possibly patience with others around you, but I honestly don't feel like it's about others. I feel like it's about you. It's patience with what you're trying to grow and develop. And you've been naturally, as any human, smart human, explorative human should do, is explore different energies for you to know specifically what that is for you. And right now you are discovering what that is, and that's, I need more patience when it comes to what I want, because maybe I've been giving my energy, like we said, to these people who are just not reciprocal. So I have to be smarter about it. I need to have more patience and not just give it because I feel possibly lonely or just wanting a companion for now, or somebody to go out with, or somebody just to chat with. Again, all relative, but if you keep your boundaries too loose, then this is how we get stuck in this feeling of no reciprocity or unrequited energies. Okay, let's see what the answers you seek has to clarify. Oh, okay. They said first one here. Wednesday, wisdom comes. Maybe this past Wednesday is when this thing may have happened, or an energetic shift has happened, or it was a Wednesday. Take it as it resonates. But it feels like whatever is over and done with, this is where the wisdom came in. You're like, you realize that I can't carry on this way. For this is over, but the effects still linger. Come back to self. Yeah. And that's what you're doing. It's like, I'm not going to expend or extend out my energy anymore. I'm coming back to me, which is why I'm letting go of this ego sucking type of energetic people around you. And this is where you're heading. That spark, it's within you. That's what we were talking about, that patience and you extending your energy out to all these different people, what you've been looking for, right? It's in you. And I think this is what you're realizing, or will realize, or just have realized, or just got it right now as I said it. Doesn't even matter. They're telling you the spark is within you. And that's why I was feeling that little like trot. It's like, I got a little bit of juice now to go. I can trust myself a little bit more, even if there's small steps. This is what you expect. Lesson learned. Keep moving. Yep. You're like, I got it. I get it. I'm expecting to integrate this lesson now. I'm not going to do this repeat. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to get myself out of this cycle. What did you learn? What are you supposed to be learning? 2 came out for you. First one that popped out was ask a friend. I'm getting a feeling or a sense that there is still somebody, a friend in particular possibly, that gives you really good advice, or it's a great soundboard for you. And I feel like you can come to that person to be like, have I been too giving to this? And ask them to be genuine with you, because sometimes with friends we have to give them what they're needing sometimes, and sometimes even when we want to give us full truthful answer, we still have to sort of like soften it so that they can really get the point of it, instead of it being so blunt and brutally honest, and I feel like right now you want some blunt, brutal honesty. And I think this friend can definitely help you with their perspective, not to say that it's any more or less, just a perspective that you may not have seen before about yourself. And the second one is, love this, walker, there is no path, you make the path as you walk. That is exactly right. So having patience to know that there is no one way to go about finding what it is that you're seeking, which is technically within you, but when it comes to your external environment, friends, connections, relationships, etc., you are making this path now, especially now that you've chosen you. You're coming back to self. You are learning that lesson. You're moving towards your path. So keep walking, my friend. That's awesome. Okay, let's get your closing messages and advice from Spirit. How perfect. You have change, Uranus. Yes, the Great Awakener. That is what is happening for you, my beautiful. That great awakening within yourself. The realization of what you have been minimizing in your own worth. Your challenge, Uranus electrifies. It may feel like your finger is stuck in an electric socket. You are anxious to change, but you can spin your wheels until you shift into that new gear. Gift, however, prepare for an evolutionary leap. Shocking circumstances can force you to engage gifts you didn't even know you had and help you transform. That spark is within. You are not those external attributes in transformation. You will not dissolve. A caterpillar is still internally the same creature once it becomes a butterfly. That is beautiful. That's what we were talking about. It's like you haven't changed your innate sense of being, this softness and this wanting to give, but what has changed is your perspective and your boundaries on who you give it to, who's more deserving of it, who gives that back to you in a way that feels nurturing to you. Walker, you walk the path. Walker, there is no path. You make the path as you walk. That's beautiful, my collective of Group 3. I hope that was helpful, and if it wasn't anyway, please leave a like or a comment. That'd be amazing. I'm sending you so much love. Until next time, this is Lotus. Ciao.